Well, I'll tell you what I told our folks on the radio broadcast, and I told my football team when I walked in the locker room. I told them I talked to the president, Dr. Crow, after the game. He's generally in the end zone with Ray, our AD, and I told him these guys are going to give me a heart attack. So what y'all doing? I'm 65 years old. So what are you guys doing? And but that's who they are. They're a resilient bunch. They really are. I mean, going into this thing, I said it this week, it was not going to be a 14-17 game. It was going to be in the 30s. We talked about it last night in our meeting, so we got to score 30-plus points. Some kind of way, we got to find a way. It got off to a start similar to Colorado. They got up on us early. They got in the groove. We were playing some zone coverage. And couldn't quite get to the quarterback, so speaking with Danny, I said, enough of this. Go play cat coverage. Cat coverage is real simple. Cover your cat and bring pressure. And we'll see what we can get out of it. And we had pressure at times. They did a pretty good job. But with that happening, they're going to score some points. But I felt our offense started rolling. The run game really helped us. When we could run the ball, that was important for us. Then the last drive, to be quite honest, I walked over to Jaden like I always do. Hey, he says, I know. I said, well, go do it. I said, this is it. There's no more. We won't get the ball back. He says, Coach, I got you. Now, I didn't expect him to do a Superman leap and do all that. But it's just quite an effort from these guys. It really is. That's a good football team. I told Coach Leach that's one of the hardest offenses to try to stop. I said, he's a mastermind. He is unbelievable. How they can just go with the ball like the way they do it. And I thought our team, when it needed to stop, the big stop was after the punt that was not very good. Punter punted all good the whole day, and all of a sudden he hit one off the side. They got field position, and holding to a field goal was the key to the game. Now, we had to score, but we needed to score a touchdown. I did not want to go overtime. That was not in my thinking at all. It was, let's score. We need to score and get this over with, and it worked out for us, and we're fortunate.
Greg Moore, Arizona Republic. Congratulations, Coach. Any thought to winning one easy? Any thought to,
not win? They're trying to send me to the hospital. No, they won't do that for me. I've asked them numerous times, and they said, Coach, you like this? I said, I really don't. I really don't like this. But the person that's really going through it right now, I know, is my wife, because this reminds her of our days in Tampa. When I was down there with Lynch and Sapp and all those guys, and we used to actually win games like this. Except they were lower score. They were 9-6 and 1-1, I think. I think 8 one time we won a game. I don't know how we did that, but it's just we didn't score a lot of points, and we always played games like this in Tampa. We was always tight. The game was tight, but our defense was pretty good. It was really pretty good, and we didn't want to turn the ball over. We were conservative on offense, and I'm not a conservative guy. I think some people think that he wants to play conservative. No, I want to win, and whatever we have to do to win, that's how we're going to play. And this was a game that we needed to score 30-plus points, period. And I told the team that earlier in the week. I said, guys, you got to score points. I don't know what to tell you, and we got to find a way to do it. And it's not just the offense, but it's everybody involved, whether the defense gets a turnover or creates a long field. All that stuff is involved in it. I just look for ways to win. And sometimes they're slow, methodical games. Sometimes they're not high scoring. This was in the 30s. We knew it was going to be in the 30s. I'm just glad it didn't get in the 50s. I don't want to see those kind of games. Those are hard to deal with. They really are.
Herm, Kent Summers, Arizona Republic. You said from training camp through September you didn't need Jaden to be a hero, didn't need to be a Superman. Has that changed with what he's doing?
No, I just need him to be Jaden. And I've always told players that. So you just be who you are. That's always going to be good enough. Don't let anybody back you in a corner and say you're like this guy, because you're not. You're Jaden Daniels. And you just be Jaden Daniels every Saturday, and that'll be fine. And I tell my players that every time they step on the field. You don't need to be anybody but who you are. And don't fall into that trap when they start saying, no, you're just Jaden Daniels. You're 5. He knows it. I call him 5. You're 5. When I call you, come on over here 5, and we talk, and you just go be Jaden. You don't have to do anything else. Don't look at anything. Don't look at numbers. Just be Jaden. Just do what you do. We got a really good relationship, me and that young guy. And he knows. He knows. He always searches me out on the sideline and asks me, how am I doing? I say, you're doing great. Because he is. He's a freshman. Guy won 5 games. Guys went on the road and beat Michigan State and Cal. Two pretty good defense. That young kid. Just being Jay Daniels, not anybody else. Just be Jay Daniels, man. That'll be good enough.
Nick and then Michelle. Herm, Nick King from 3TV CBS 5. You said go before that final drive. You go over to Jaden and he's just like, I know, like same conversation. By the time that he,
yeah, same one, yeah. Cal, same one, yeah.
by the time he crosses the end zone there, do you just kind of shake your head at seeing this movie play out again?
No. That's what he does. That's what he does. He gets it. Now he won't do it, he can't do it all the time. But he's done it a couple times we needed it, and that's who he is, you know, and I trust the guy. I just trust him. I trust him. Because I know he knows when the moment appears, it's never too big for him. You know, and that's what good players understand. They want the moment. And they don't always succeed, but they're not afraid of it. And I tell players that all the time. The moment will come in a football game where you got to go do something. You got to knock a ball away. You got to catch a ball. You got to make a first down. There's a lot of moments in that game that I always tell the players, that's why you play this game. And some of them get overlooked because they're not the game play that wins the game, right? But there's a lot of little plays. I'm telling you, the bad punt and hold them to a field goal was big, was huge. I mean, this game was kind of back and forth. We rallied, we scored at half to tie it up. We come out and score. Then all of a sudden, in my brain, I'm going, okay, if we can keep scoring and the defense can hold them one time, if we get 2 scores, now we got a shot. Well, that didn't happen. They end up flipping the script on us. We hold them to a field goal and then we score. So that was big. That was big momentum in the game, as far as I'm concerned, a game like that.
Michelle Gardner, Arizona Republic. Coach, what about the plays that Brandon Ayuk makes? It seems like they're energizer plays that really give your team a boost.
Well, they do, and he is unique with the ball in his hand. He's a skillful runner. He is a very skillful runner, and he has speed. And, that's a slant. That's supposed to be a 10-yard play. And he gets it, and he runs off with it. So when you get him one-on-one and he can hit a crease, he knows how to run with the football. He's a big-time player now. He's got some skills with the ball in his hand. And that's what we saw when we recruited him. He was a JC guy. He was a raw, talented guy. Last year, he kind of sat in the shadows. There was a guy that got drafted in the first round before him. He was a really good player. And I think he felt like this is, okay, I got to be that guy now. And he's a guy that we try to get the ball to. Try to get the ball to him and Eno, because we know that they're going to make plays. Eno was big on the last drive. There's a little catches, He's looking downfield and playing cover 2. He knows Eno's going to be right open in the middle. Throw it to Eno, keep the chains moving. We played the clock pretty good. I was hoping we didn't score that fast, but we did, and we gave him a lot of time. But at the end, it's funny because we showed a Hail Mary this week in the meeting room, one that went bad. Because we always show scenarios of games, and we showed how a Hail Mary was misplayed, and the guy jumps up and catches it. And sure enough, it boils down to Hail Mary. Now, I'm not saying I knew that, but it's amazing when you go over things and you prepare teams for certain situations that they understand it. That was good.
Coach, you touched on the defense, obviously put more pressure, but it seems like with the offense, for Washington State's offense, as they get deeper into the red zone, it's almost like, I know they had the 2 short touchdowns, but for the most part, it seems like settling for field goals. I mean, did you notice is it tougher, you feel, for them to call plays in the red zone with having a big play
well,
offense?
Coach not going for field goals or punts. I mean, going into this game, they only punted 11 times. So you do the math. I mean, he's going to go for it on 4th down. You just feel like if it's certain 4th downs. And I think when the game, when they got down in the red zone at the end there, the yardage was a little too long for him. When he said, well, if I can kick a field goal, I'm going to go ahead and make us have to do something, make us play on a long field, which I would have done as well, and you try to make that happen. But I think he's a guy that's very confident in his offense. Quarterback does a nice job of understanding what zone concepts are and man concepts. And there's always a point to where when he sees it, he knows where to go with the ball. Now, the guy has to get open, obviously, but it's a well-designed offense, and it's very difficult to stop.
Coach, you alluded to this being like a Colorado game,
yep,
where they get up, then you try and battle back and weren't able to in that one. But in this game, every time they punched, you counterpunched, and were able to do that. What does that say about this young team that they're able to do that now?
Well, they if you watch them play, and they don't quit. I mean, they don't like, oh, it's too much. I mean, when the first quarter, it's like, I'm watching this and I'm going, this is here we go. You know, I'm thinking in my brain, here we go again. And I'm constantly telling the offense, we just got to sustain the drive. Don't go 3 and out. Just let's move the ball. Just move the ball. And we were able to move the ball, and then all of a sudden we hit a couple big plays. And once you feel that, your energy gets back. And I thought all along our offense felt we were going to have some opportunities to make some big plays, and we were able to do that. They don't know any better. There's 29 freshmen, for God's sake. They don't know any better. They just play. They just kind of, they hear me walk in the huddle and say something, and really, coach, I said, yeah, that's really, and half the time I could be telling them a story. They believe me. So it's good. Hey, they don't know better. Say, coach said that, that's what we're going to do. Yeah, we just go do it. They don't know how hard it is. This was hard. Last week, 2 weeks ago against Cal, that was hard. Michigan State, hard. They don't flinch. That's why I love them. They don't flinch. They're good. Now some people will say, well, they got the coach's personality. I don't know if that's good or right. I don't know if that's right or wrong or indifferent. But I don't flinch. I just play. And when the clock's done and they tell me I can't play anymore, then the bottom line is I just ran out of time. But I ain't gonna flinch. Now, once the clock says zeros and I can't play no more, I ran out of time, I couldn't win now. But I'm gonna keep playing. And that's what you gotta do, man. Football's a game of there's this ebb and flow of it. And sometimes you're going really good, and sometimes our guys were so excited, and I'm going, guys, there's 34 seconds left now. These guys, they can throw the ball, and you gotta stop them, and we were able to do that. So kudos to the defense, and they had to do it.
Coach Trevor Booth with Sun Devil Source. Brandon
Yes, sir.
said he was working through some cramping and kind of a stomach bug.
Yeah.
What does it say, for him to have the performance that he did through that? And then were there any other guys who were
Well,
concerned?
there's a couple guys that were feeling very well, and he was out for a while, and he came back, and A.J. Carter, he ran in there a couple times. I was proud of him. He hadn't carried the ball a whole lot, and we needed him to run, and he ran in there. He made a nice little run. Knocked some people over, but those guys wanted to play. They weren't gonna stop playing. They just needed a rest, and that's what's good about it. We got enough young guys. When somebody goes down, just put another one in. It doesn't matter to me anymore because it's gonna be a freshman that goes in the game. So I don't care. That's all we got. That's who's gonna play. Go let them play. And he came back, and that was good.
Greg Moore, Arizona Republic. Coach, you're 5-1. Couple of losses ahead of you. You guys will be a top 15 program halfway through your second season. I get the sense that you probably won't be satisfied to stop it here. How do you keep your guys motivated and moving forward, not resting on their laurels?
Our motto is real simple. Stay humble and hungry. Just stay humble and hungry. And I don't care about any rankings. I don't pay attention to them. The only way I know is when you folks come in and tell me. I don't read it, I don't watch it, I don't pay attention to it. I know what we got to do now. We got to go play Utah, and they got a really good football team. A really good football team. And that's all I care about, because this one's done. I can't do anything about this one. I can enjoy it for about, an hour, and then I'll be in there early. I'll be the first one in there tomorrow. I'm watching the tape by myself, get that graded, and then from there I'm on to Utah. Next game for me. That's all I care about is the next game.
Coach, you're talking about obviously the close games, but talking to Eno and Brandon, last year's, obviously, like you said, the one possession games coming out, not winning those games, but for those guys, is it easier for them to help keep the freshmen calm like you're talking about because of the experience from last year?
I think so, and I think this, when you play like that, you can't blink. And you have to understand there's going to be an opportunity that presents itself, and when it shows up, you got to go make it. And these guys are used to that now. They're starting to feel like we're okay. We're going to get an opportunity. And we talked about it at halftime when it got tied up. I said, look, it's tied up now. And we got to continue to play through this. And if we do it, we'll win the game. We'll win this game. But we got to keep playing. We got to keep playing with the energy that we had to get it tied. We have to keep doing that. And lo and behold, they were able to do that. It's a credit for those guys and the coaches. Thanks, Coach. Okay, thank you, guys. Appreciate you.